Hey everybody, welcome back to Ray Class. Welcome back to Path of Exile. Welcome back to the unusual MaW. We are a day out from yesterday's recording. I didn't have time to continue to record episodes yesterday, so it's a brand new day. A little bit off of what we were doing. We'll get right back into it here. We're in Act 8 and we were doing these side quests. I don't know why we're here. I'm sure there's a reason for it, I just don't remember what it was. I noticed that the game audio volume in last episode was quite low. I did want it lower, but it's too low now. And it's funny, when I record the video, I can listen to the audio back before I process it, and it sounds fine, and it sounds fine before I upload it to YouTube, but for whatever reason, YouTube's... whatever they do, it's a little different. At least it comes out that way. I'm sure it's something I'm doing. It's not YouTube, but I've adjusted a little bit, and hopefully for this game we won't have to mess with the audio settings. So you should hear just a hint of the audio right now. If not, I've failed to do my job correctly, which is very possible. Let's go this way. I'm not even sure what we were talking about yesterday, to be honest with you guys. Yesterday's episode. Feels like an anomaly in the series where we didn't record at least 3 episodes in a row. Or it's been a while since we've done that anyway. We're at, we've been doing this for about a month and 2 weeks now, the YouTube thing. And I'd like to think we're getting a little bit better at it. We're still playing, we've gotten through Undertale so far, which is a fantastic game. We're still working on Ori and the Will of the Wisp, or the Will of Wisp. I don't know if anybody out there watches the Angry Joe show today. I watched their Ori and the Will of Wisp review today, and they kept saying the name of the title over and over again during the review, as you would. And I think I've been calling it Ori and the Will of the Wisp during our playthrough. And there's no the at the end there, even though I've been titling the episodes correctly. So I'm sure it's kind of like when your mom says Walmart, it's with an S, right? I'm not a boomer. I'm just a boomer in my mind. I've got a boomer mind. So I say things like Ori and the Will of the Wisp. Anyway, though, if you don't know who Angry Joe is and you haven't seen that review, I highly recommend it. I highly recommend Angry Joe, actually. They're really good at what they do. What am I doing? I thought it was interesting that their review of Ori and the Will of the Wisp was, whoa, what am I doing here? I want zombies, not skeletons, man. Their review and the score that they gave it was very similar to what I would have given Ori and the Will of Wisp. I tend to trust those guys with their assessment of video games. You know, now that I think about it, I think we were over here last episode, and we got all the way to the end of this area and couldn't figure out where to go. But I'm looking at it more and more, and there was an entrance down here. We went in it, and for some reason it was a dead end. I'll try to be quick about this, so it doesn't annoy the people that saw us go all the way down here yesterday. I'm not sure how this game really works, well, at least the popularity swings of it. I know it's really popular when a patch comes out, and there's a ton of people playing and competing. And then I think people, you know, the casual player base, if you will, and I don't mean to say that in like a negative way, not by any means. They probably play the Delirium content or the new patch content on normal mode, get to the end, do a little bit of end game, and then we're tired till the next patch. And that cycle might already be complete for this game. fact, I wouldn't be surprised if it had. Where the diehard players and the top end people will still play. People will probably just spend most of their time watching them if they're still really interested in PoE. I'm speculating. I have no idea what the community looks like for PoE. I had really just started looking into other people play it the other day as I was trying to figure out some of the more difficult parts of the game to figure out. And I think I mentioned one of those people on one of these videos here, and I said his name was Engineering Reality. His name is Engineering Eternity. And I don't think he makes YouTube videos anymore, and I don't think he makes PoE videos anymore. But those things would be... if one's true, the other's true. But anyway, the content that he does have, which isn't too out of date, or too old rather, is really good. So I highly recommend checking him out as well if you're into PoE. See anything else? Not really. I think we're... Oh, I know what we were going to do. We were going to do the Ascendancy trial, weren't we? That's right. I remember now, guys. I'm going to try to record... See, the bad thing is it's real late at night again. I'm finally getting around to this, and if I don't start processing this video pretty soon after I record it, not that soon, it'll be delayed going up tomorrow, and I don't want to do that. Problem is, I have to spend a couple hours for the process, and by me spending a couple hours, my computer has to process it. It just takes time to edit and process and upload it, and I want to be playing games while I'm doing that stuff. Because my CPU is pretty much maxed out while I'm doing that. So it's not like it's taking up my time, it's taking up my computer's time. No, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Should probably record some... I mean, I've got a little bit of time. It's not that late or early towards the time I'm supposed to post this video. So maybe I'll just record a few and we'll go from there. I'm sure you guys don't care either way, anybody that's watching this, when or what I do, as long as it gets done, right? I'm starting to feel pretty strong in this game, I'll say that. We don't have our Holy Relic. I don't know if other people have this thing. I have this weird... I don't even know if it's weird. Maybe it's pretty common. It feels weird, though. Or anytime there's a song that really resonated with me, and one of the lyrics to the song gets mentioned, immediately in my mind that song is like front and center. So like I said, Holy Relic, and I was thinking of Holy Diver. And I had to stop myself from giving you guys a terrible rendition of the chorus to Holy Diver by Dio. So I don't know if that's a thing that most people go through. Same thing with movie quotes too. I'm sure everybody experiences that to some degree, or I'm sure I'm not an anomaly. That's what I mean to say. Maybe not everybody, but probably most people. See, I can't believe we missed this. Oh, we came down here and helped. This is where we killed Tomlin. And we just didn't see this door somehow? Oh no, this was where we killed Tomlin. But this is not this area here. But there's no area to leave here. So I'm a bit confused by this. I don't think there is. No, so you can't go this way. This is going to be basically a repeat of last episode. Yeah, so we're running into the same problem we were last time. Where there's nowhere to go. Check over here in this corner, but I really don't think this is a thing. Yeah, it looks like it's something. We do want to do the Ascendancy trial. Get our extra 2 points for our Necromancer class. The more I sit here and say that, right, picking up 2 more points for that spec, I'm somewhat disappointed that we didn't play a different class on our hardcore character that we're leveling. And I'm still kind of early in that build, and I may just choose a different class altogether. Well, here's the new area we wanted to go to. I don't know why we couldn't find this last time. But I may just pick a different class just to experience more of the game. It's going to make us, well, I was going to say it's probably going to make us worse and slow down the leveling process, and I don't know. I tend to overthink things like that. It really doesn't matter what we do. Time is not necessarily of the essence, and I would advise myself. I'd say I'd advise you, but I advise myself to probably not try to worry about that stuff too much. I want to check this out, I guess. Might as well. I'm interested to find out what that skipping sound is, but I don't know what I would Google to figure out what's making that noise. Because I'm sure nobody else... I feel like it's a grenade skipping sound. But nobody else probably feels that way about it. It's probably just me. I forgot we had minion damage boost. I can kind of see that if you have a good set of gear when you start the game, and you have if you're playing on, especially if you're not playing on hardcore, you could probably zip through this content pretty quickly. Right, if it's okay for you to die, you know where you're going, you can just probably don't have to really pick up items, really. Just adjust your build when you die with gear that you already have, right? And for seeing how long this game's been out, there's probably people with gear sets for each level range for all their characters. I don't know how big the chest is locked. Really? Oh, there it is. I don't know how big the inventory gets that you could buy through microtransactions. I mean, the base inventory they give you is good enough to play the game. Anything beyond that is just kind of icing on the cake from what I can tell. But I'm curious why, like how... Wait, come on. It's control, right? Yeah, control... Oh, control W, not control S. We were trying to save a file. Yeah, if you could save up enough gear to basically have leveling gear for every class that you can... And I bet you can. So if you probably play the game long enough, you're rewarded with being able to... And invest a little bit of money into the game, too. But if you played that long and gotten that many hours out of the game, it's kind of a no-brainer. I think we're pretty much at that point, too, where we're going to have to invest some money in here. It's just cool. Probably be inventory stuff. I think the cosmetic stuff is really cool, and I'm not trying to shame people for buying it. I think it's great, and it's a great way to support the company. And actually, a lot of that stuff is really cool. I take anything back I was going to say about that. That's cool to look at. It's like if you're going to have to look at something for hundreds of hours while you play this game, you might as well look at something interesting, I guess. The most interesting thing you can look at. That makes sense to me. My favorite thing about the Steam reviews for this game is there'll be people that'll review the game that have 20,000 hours put in or something crazy, and they'll just say something like, "It's okay." I love reviews like that, and there's a lot of them for this game too. They'll just spend their whole life playing it and or just think the game's okay, right? How are we supposed to... I guess we already spooked him out there. I'm not even sure what we're doing over here. It's Moon Orb we're looking for, maybe? Nightblade Support Gem. Hello. See, I think 57, we're 64. We're actually not that far ahead of where we're supposed to be.
Captain Osiris, remain in the warehouse until I personally send for you. In the unlikely event that Chitus should fall, you and your fellow legionnaires will be safely beyond the perimeter of his heart gems employs. You men and women are my finest work yet. I will not.
That's interesting. I think it was just basically saying that Malachi created those guys. Well, that's what I took away from it. And I missed the first part, like why they were there, what they were running from. I'm terrible. It's just terrible at that stuff. That's funny. I think I have better... If I'm able to read it myself, I have better understanding of what's being said versus somebody saying it to me. Which is weird. So like when I'm practicing my Chinese, and I think I mentioned this on, or that I work on trying to speak Chinese, learning Chinese in my Destiny video on Monday. It's much easier for me to read Chinese and interpret it that way than to hear somebody say it. And I think it's just the way my brain works. Which, you know, intuitively I would think it would be harder because you have to recognize what the characters mean. But for some reason that's easier for me than hearing somebody say it. Maybe my hearing's bad. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe you're like that too. Maybe we're all like that. Ooh. Players in the same party. We haven't done any party play either. Which is supposed to increase the difficulty of the game and increase the rewards too, I think. I don't know if that's worth the effort there. Unless you're just trying to play with a friend, right? I'll say this, I'm amazed at how smooth the game is running. I know I said that last episode, but I mean, it really does feel like night and day from what it was last week. Quite impressive. Was this ore over here? Kind of looked like it. Oh, it was a piece of item that they highlighted on the minimap. I'm not sure why. Tempest Shield. It's kind of sad we only got 2 more acts after this one. Yeah, it's kind of gone by quick when you're not playing hardcore. Attack speed. For minions benefit from that. I knew we were going towards a... There it is. We'll put that in later. Not too worried about it. What I thought was interesting is, in the vein of dying in games, I was watching the Angry Joe review of Ori and the Will of the Wisp, and OJ had said that he died a few hundred times. And I know you could talk to one of the NPCs in the game, and they'll give you your stats. I don't think we're anywhere close to that. Did I say you died like 300 times? Yeah, we're nowhere close to that, I don't think. Are they maybe playing on a harder difficulty level than me? I think they do stuff like that. But in this game, we've only died... I don't think we've died yet in standard mode. It was just that one death we had on Katava. The one death we had on Piety. And then a bunch of deaths we had on Act 1, like 2 or 3, I think. Just trying to figure out the game. But I feel like now that we've gotten the hang of it, I don't... I mean, apart from bosses, I mean, don't get me wrong, the bosses still... They're still difficult, but... I mean, especially these trash mobs, I mean, I think all the danger in the game, and I've probably said this 100 times now, too. It's in the Delirium and in the bosses, for sure. So if you master the Delirium and the bosses, you're probably good for hardcore. And you could probably speed through a lot of this, right? This part of the game. We could have just have a good build too. We could just have a good build. Might be worthwhile to check out the one of the melee classes. I mean, I bet the melee classes have to be tanky to some degree. That they give you time to move, right? Out of AoE. I mean, they may not, but they've probably got lifesteal and damage reflection. And they probably move fast too. I know if we were playing a strength-based class, we'd be charging around as part of the base kit. Effigy of Fear. That did a little bit of damage there. But it was reasonable. It wasn't didn't seem unfair to me. This area is huge. Maybe we should have went and done the trial first, because that's going to be quite large too. I'm excited to do a map. I don't know. I don't actually know what the map is. I haven't seen anybody do one. I know it's a thing though, and I think it's kind of like. To be honest with you guys, it's been so long since I played Diablo, but Diablo had rifts, I think they were called, and they would get progressively more difficult. They would get more difficult, and as you kept going, and I imagine they're similar to that, but maybe not. What are you even trying to do here? Travel to the Solaris Temple. So that should be interesting. I mean, I think for the game to go, as long as it has and have a player base as supportive and as fervent as it is, it has to have an extensive end game to it. So there probably is like a... Oh, cool, I got one of these banner guys. I didn't do that on accident. I was trying to do that. Sure I was. Yeah, there's got to be a lot of end game grinding to do. So I'm gonna guess it works similar to how rifts worked in Diablo, rifts and greater rifts. And we're gonna find out here probably in
too much clutter.
5 to 6 episodes, probably. Potentially more. Sentinel jacket. Yeah. Drop the reaver sword, I guess. They're probably not going to use either one of those. Yeah, I still got all my gear, I guess. Or all my minions. Is this, Nico's? Voltax Sulfite chest. Yeah, I think so, right? Nico, is that your name? Yeah, Nico. There's still all those minigames I've really just scratched the surface on those too. And I think we'll focus on doing all that stuff along with the end game. We're not going to grind the end game too much. We will play it, but again, really the goal is to play the hardcore character, not this one. This character's somewhat of a disposable character. For all intents and purposes, we don't care about piety. I think the leak schedule is like 2 to 3 months, and Delirium's been out for a month now, so we may only have like a month and a half to get I can't remember the name of the character, but our hardcore character to the end game, which, to be honest with you, may not happen. So it might actually be. I'm not going to aim for it, but we might wind up with PoE just playing the seasons and just give ourselves a couple of lives maybe every new season and try to level hardcore characters, and then just keep playing this one in our spare time to try to figure out the game more, the mechanics. So if we just play the hardcore ones going forward, we'll never learn what we're supposed to do by the time we get there. And then this series will probably take like PoE Fridays or something. TGI Fridays, PoE Fridays. That's just something I came up with off the top of my head. I kind of like the idea of it too. And we'll probably cut down to 30-minute episodes and just do it on Fridays, or maybe an hour. Well, we might still do an hour. I feel like you got to spend a little bit of time just to get the engine going on this game. You had to cough for a second. I had to turn off the mic. Silver flask. Onslaught. I have no idea what that is, but pick it up anyway. I love the way the water physics. Well, maybe not necessarily the physics, but the way the water looks. I guess the physics probably plays a role in how the water looks. That's not what I meant to say, though. You know, immediately after I had to cough a second ago, I was wishing I had something to drink, like a cup of coffee, and for whatever reason, this might be the first episode of PoE. We didn't have a cup of coffee sitting next to us. Okay, looks like we might 35% resist to chaos. I think we do want that. Believe it or not. I'll drop this strength sword. we go this way? I guess we can. So, you might not have heard it last episode because the sound was a bit low. But Sin kind of confirmed that that Katava is going to be the final boss of the Hallowed Hybrid Flask.
Much clatter.
Katava is going to be the last boss of the game. When and if we ever get there. And my money's still on Sin's going to betray us at the very end. He's kind of using us at the moment. Not even kind of, he's using us. Is it bad storytelling to introduce another character that we haven't met yet or hasn't really been talked about in great detail as the last boss of the game? I don't know. I've seen games do it to great effect, actually, sometimes. It's like the ultra super secret boss that was actually... And maybe if you read some book in some library that it's tucked away at a certain spot in the game, you learn about it. They kind of keep ties to the regular guy, and then he'll start telling like his plot or her plot heading into the end of the game that they're actually being controlled by that. But it would have to happen like right around here. Like I feel like if they introduce a character too much further from here, maybe it's bad storytelling. I don't know. I feel like I've heard that before. I don't know if I agree with it. But as a rule of thumb, that's what they say. I don't know who they are, but I think they do say it. It's a pretty big area here, too. Bigger than I had expected, anyway. Go down this way? Yeah, I guess so. Is this, no, this is the area, yeah. That we had to go in the sewer, and then the garden's over here. It just looks different because it's really bright now. Yeah. I can't remember how we got around this. I thought it was through the sewer. So we might not even be able to go this way. It looks like we can, though. I'm a little bit confused. Let's take a look at the time. We're at 34 minutes. Which is not bad, but by the time we finish this quest, I don't know if we're going to have time to do the Ascendancy trial. Which is what we were supposed to be doing this episode. There's still 2 more Ascendancy trials too, which is kind of nuts. And I have 2 acts left. I don't know how that's going to work. We like have to do map fragments, and I don't know. Don't know. Wait, the Solaris Temple. Yeah, we went in the Solaris Temple last time we came through Act 4? That was where Diallo was. Malachi's wife. Brutal Tooth. Oh, it was all the way up here. We literally just... We didn't come in that way, did we? I don't think we did. Were we supposed to go this way? Yeah, I think we came in that way up there and we were supposed to go here. So... Man. Let's double check. I'm almost positive that's right, though. Unless this is the temple. Solaris Temple. Travel to Solaris Temple. No, that's where we wanted to be. There's a quest inside. So there was a quest in here, and we're supposed to go that way, too. Probably to the Lunar Temple. So we weren't right, but it wound up being correct to go this way. It's the way we were actually trying to go. Just can't get over how much brighter this game is now that either it's because I changed my monitor, and which I did do, and as a result it is brighter. By changed I mean just adjusted the settings. I didn't actually like buy a new monitor. Well, now hang on. Are we gonna? Maybe we wanted to go down first. And maybe they changed some settings in the way shaders get applied. So I think that was one of the issues was the shaders in this game. The Imperial Fields. Well, I don't know what just happened there, but it was where we were supposed to be. And somehow it was incorrect. Yeah, the game does look so much better. It's weird. Like even that art scene there. Now we're supposed to be in here, level 2. And the orb is supposed to be in here, the sun orb. Sit over here. Look up here. I would think maybe right there where my mouse is at. But looks like we walked over. Like here. Find the sun orb, huh? Maybe we can go this way here. Kind of looks like maybe that's the case. Of course, if this is the Solaris Temple, we were in here in the last act, and I don't remember having this much difficulty. Yeah, you can't go this way.
Too much clutter.
Almost feel like we should go. Actually, let's do it. We're going to real quickly sell our clutter here. Wasn't going to do it, but I think we got a long way to go to get to the bottom of the temple here. Getting to the bottom of this temple is going to wind up being the whole episode. It's incredible. Optional quest, too, I think. No, it's part of the story. Hargan, that's right. We don't really use mana flask. Dex chest, strength chest. Attack damage leads his life. No, I don't know what onslaught is, but I'm gonna hang on to that one. Mana flask of resistance. And this actually looks pretty good. And it's 72% spell damage. We do lose some sockets. Do we have any open? We have 2 we could potentially put in. Which maybe raise zombie and or raging spirit are the important ones. So we do something like this. Minion damage, raging spirits. Pop that in there. And I think we just sell the rest of the stuff. Except for the, I wanted to keep the chaos. It's not terrible there. The chaos flask. I don't know what onslaught is, but I'm not. I don't know. I'm sure we'll see more of them. That feels really good. Yeah. Yeah, good enough, I guess. Pop all this stuff in here. Tempest Shield, Ray Spectre. Raise a spectral version of a defeated foe. Okay, we have one of those. So that's nothing. Tempest Shield. That looks like an interesting spell. It's probably really fun to play too. But we don't want to be focusing on casting stuff outside of Raging Spirits. It seems like a loss for us if we do that. Spell damage while dual wielding. Well, we're not dual wielding, so... I'm tempted to pick up this one. I know what you guys are thinking. Why would you do that? It's because we'd want that right there. So what I do is I go back into here, find... Yeah. Still not enough, huh? 121 strength? Is this real life? Yeah, we're not even close. Alright, take that back. Shield charge is just... It's just gone. Unless maybe we can find a cheap one. Do we have 2 of those? Like a level 1 one, I mean? No. Okay. Well. You know, I think this is probably okay. We get better attack damage. I don't know if we benefit from that or not, but burning damage is nice because I think our... Yeah, it says summon Raging Spirits hits always ignite. I think that is burning damage. I don't know. I could be grasping for straws here. We'll go with it, though. That's not a big deal.
My courageous hawk removes yet another snake from the long grass. I offer you a reward, but my mind remains unsettled. The captain lies rotting in the ground, buzzing with flies. But if Gemini Legionnaires can regain their sentience, then can all the monstrosities of the Undying do the same? My thoughts turn to the burrows and chambers beneath the earth of San. Could there be some new...
Yeah, I think that probably is what's happening, Miramola. I think she's right about that. We should probably put this in the bank. We got a new skill point. What that way? What about... No, I don't really want to do that. Totem damage. Well, maybe we'll just pick up minion damage. I feel like we've gotten all the... Tempted to go get this large jewel socket, but... In fact, I think eventually we'll definitely want to get that. You know, we'll pick up these over here. It seems reasonable. Oh, well... I was going to say we could do the Ascendancy trial, but we should probably stay in the zone to keep the monsters cleared and focus on doing one thing at a time. So maybe we'll have accomplished something when this episode ends. I saw the altar over here. Let's see if we can pick it up without dying. Slightly less accurate. Smoke surrounds us. So we have higher dodge, I guess. One of the other interesting things I read, I didn't read, the Angry Joe Show covered about the issue with Ori's sound bug that's in the game, which I guess everybody that's playing PC is experiencing that. Why do I not have, what's happened here? I can't cast this for some reason. Anyway, it was because, well, the way to fix it is to install the game on a solid state drive, which we don't have. Otherwise, I would do that going forward. But I was just thinking about the slow load times we have coming into these different zones here, too. I'm sure that would be fixed quite a bit. It should be shorter, anyway. Now, why can I not cast? I don't see any reason why I shouldn't be able to cast this. Oh, it's because of this gem here. Yeah. Can I? Nah, we're just gonna unequip this for now. What's happened here? No, what? Game. Oh, it's because I have this set of gear on. Okay. We're fine, guys. Everything's okay. No reason to panic. Just have to summon zombies again. 4. Is there? We're still at 6? Been at 6 for a long time. We need our resistances too. So yeah, I think an SSD. We talked about graphics cards last episode, if I remember right. But I think an SSD would probably improve our performance quite a bit. And oddly enough, I think a CPU would probably benefit us for a new CPU for processing video. Which is strange that most video processors don't utilize the GPU. They should. Although I think we have a fairly new CPU. I think I bought that. That was about 3 years ago now. When I bought a new motherboard. That was a while ago. Well, that was probably 3-4 years ago. It might have been 4 years ago now that I think about it. It might be time to buy a new one. But I think an SSD is currently our #1 bottleneck. Which is strange that I've never actually had an SSD on any device that I've owned. I'm not sure if my phone uses an SSD. It probably does. I'm almost certain it does, actually. It'd be pretty difficult to stick a hard disk inside my phone. Or a mobile phone. A smartphone, rather. That's probably an SSD in there. But on every laptop I've had and PC that I've owned or upgraded, so there's been hard drives. The storage space is just so cheap. They get me with that every time. They're like, "Oh, you want to store 1,000,000 terabytes for $1?" This is basically what it feels like. And I don't really have terabytes of data to store, but it's like hard to argue with the value out of it. Just have to wait a few seconds longer. When you're gaming, yeah, and you're trying to entertain people while you game. If I want to be as fast as possible. And I guess there's issues now where, for whatever reason, there's an audio bug associated with Ori if you don't have an SSD. Must be they didn't. I mean, I hate to say this, I'm just speculating that maybe they didn't compress the audio files enough, and the fetch times to get the audio files are too long, so it's just not able to. Looks like we got a boss here. Just not able to keep up with load request. Unless on an SSD. Harbinger of Solaris. Yeah, I see you charging your laser beams. Okay. Not too bad. Really want any of that stuff. We'll get the recipe. Moon Temple, Moon Orb. So that's probably the Moon Temple there. I guess we'll make our way there since we're not quite... Actually, in saying that, we should probably quick travel there. We're not quite at the end of the episode yet, so we might as well take advantage of just heading to that area. Still playing a lot of Uno. I know I may have mentioned that last. I mentioned that last recording. It might have been a different. Might have been Ori. Playing a lot of Uno on my mobile phone lately. It's such a simple game, and I don't know, love me some Uno. It's nice. I mean, I enjoy a lot of other card games significantly more. I love card games, by the way. I love poker. I love spades, hearts, euchre, pitch. You ever played pitch? I'd love to play a game of spades, actually. I think we want to go down. Well, now I'm not sure. Maybe down this way. But Uno's been really fun. A lot of people know the game Uno, and there's a big community to play with on this mobile game. There's probably a lot of people playing other games too. I know I used to play cribbage on mobile. There was always tons of people playing that. And I don't really consider that a common game you hear people talking about too much. It's kind of surprising to see a bunch of people playing it online. But yeah, Uno's a great time. Every time I play Uno, my mind, I'm like, it's such a simple game, you know, just play the cards you're supposed to play, and then I'll do something like play a 0 or a 7 and swap hands. I'll forget that I'm playing wild something or other. Or you gotta swap hands and just completely ruin my day. My Uno day, that is. Not sure if we're going the right way. We may wind up just, I don't want to say wasting the rest of the episode looking for the exit here, but... Yeah, we can use that. And that. Just looking for the Moon Temple, guys. Yeah, I thought maybe this was it here, but that might have been where we came in. We're still looking like T-Hawk here. I don't know, I guess we're still using the same piece of armor from like... Yeah, I feel like this is going to take us back into the sewer. This is not where we want to go. So you have an SSD right here? We're already in the next zone. That's what we want. That's what we want. Actually, this is not where I thought it was. This is where we wanted to go. That's couldn't have worked out any better than that. Hasn't even been an hour. I forgot where we were coming from. It wasn't this way though. I'd love to find a waypoint here. We probably will record an episode right after this one. But I do want to go get coffee. Being able to teleport back to the Sarn encampment to make some coffee sounds quite nice. Do you want to drop down? No, I don't think so. Solar Scouts, huh? So these were the soldiers that Malachi created? Am I getting that right? There's so much stuff going on the sides here. 66. Did we say, I can't remember if we said 90 or 100 was the cap. I think it's 100. I think it's level 100. So we are still a ways from the cap. Which, I mean, if the cap is like how you pace the game out, we're only 2/3 of the way through the game. Our minions, they followed us. Just kind of nuts. But I don't think that's how it's going to work out. Oh, we were going after these. I'm sure our minions have got it under control. We're going this way. I still kind of feel like we should be picking up defense since... I mean, why are we picking up offense when our offense... I mean, look how quickly we melted everything there. It's kind of silly, really. And in fact, I may pivot to defense here. The Sky Shrine, is this the bathhouse? So this goes in a loop here. We didn't pick the waypoint, which is what I really wanted. Let's see if we can find a waypoint. Because that's the real treasure here, is the waypoint. The real treasure is the friendships we made along the way. Alright? Nobody? What is this? It's just like a fog standard. I'm just gonna pop in here. Maybe. Ow. I'm not sure what killed us there, but definitely killed us. Yeah, so much for being time efficient there. We will... Actually, let's go to the other side. There's probably some minions over here we can kill on the way down. I feel like we're missing a minion there. I was counting through them. I don't see anything missing though. Can we, I feel like we should be able to do that. I did see somebody pull, ooh, that was kind of weird. It was like the, can I make that happen again? So we can. Oh, that's weird. I saw a post on Reddit that showed a picture of these two characters, the one on the health bar and the one on the mana bar, and they were fighting at some temple, like as statues over top of the temple, and they were pointing out that they've been playing the game for forever and they had never noticed it until last week, I think it was. Should I have our resistances up? So we haven't seen that yet. I don't know how much further we have to go to get to that temple, but it could be part of the map fragment thing. Potentially. If the fragments work like the rifts worked in... Notice how I didn't really dwell on the fact that we died there? Even though we hadn't died up to that point on normal difficulty. Divine Life Flask. Anyway. Change the subject here. I can't even remember what I was saying now. Oh, if the map fragments work like the rifts worked in Diablo, you'd basically go through the same areas again. So like you could replay this area, except the minions would be significantly more difficult, and the loot would be better. And that's probably how they work in this game too. The map fragments. I mean, I'm sure it's slightly different, but they're not gonna. Well, I don't know. Maybe they are gonna make completely new zones for each. That seems silly to me, but the concourse, the Naris concourse. We still didn't find the. Well, I really want to find the waypoint. That's really what I wanted. I don't think there is one, sadly. Yeah, it didn't look like it. So we'll try to get the waypoint on this side. Be quicker to get to that temple back there. And as soon as we find that, we can end the episode, and I can go get some coffee. I wonder if this is supposed to be the statue here. It's a weird looking statue. I'm sure it's supposed to be somebody. Could just be a guard or something, like a Val guard. I don't know. I was probably really paying attention to the lore and the characters and stuff as we went through the zones. Probably be able to figure it out. I know there's going to be a waypoint in here, because we've been in this area. Yep, should be... yeah, it's right up here. We'll head back to the encampment. And, yeah, I guess we'll call that episode here. And so if you liked the video, go ahead and drop it a like. Subscribe to me for more content. And we'll see you guys in the next episode of Path of Exile. Take care, guys. See you next time.